passion for Boston sports.
Get angry!
98.5 The Sports Hub.
Game 7, Boston trails by 2. It's been a battle all night, and for many in this building, this feels like the end. But Leroy and Cerrone, they've been here before. Leroy lurking, eyes locked in, and he pulls it loose! He's got the steal with 5 seconds left. He looks up, finds Cerrone. Cerrone catches, steps into it. A 3 for the win! He hit it! Cerrone from downtown. Leroy to Cerrone. They have done it again. They've done it.
Okay. Welcome. 98.5 The Sports Hub. It's the Leroy and Cerrone show. Y'all know the math. Y'all know the number. 617-779-0985. It feels so good to be here because it's the first Saturday of 2026. We made it. We made it, people. Cerrone, how you doing, man?
I've been better.
Everything all right, man. It sound like you ain't in prison or nothing. It sounds like you locked up.
Nah, man. I got a different, my different setup, man. My mic and all my headphones, all that stuff. So it's yeah.
Oh no!
No, everything's good. I just had to get it set up right, but I'm all good. I'm here, man.
The devil is a lie. We got a lot to talk about today, and you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I've been working quite a bit, Cerrone. You've been working a lot. I plan to just really kind of relax and take it back just a little bit today. Mm-hmm. If you're listening, you can tell. I know personally I sound a little bit different, and it's because I was sick. And well, before I tell you a little bit more about my sickness, I guess we should do the music of the day. Today's music is dedicated. Now, I wanted to button things up a little bit, just button up and just, chill and relax and, sophistication or whatever you want to call it. But some call it neo soul. Artists within that genre don't like it. It's literally just mid to late 90s, early 2000s R&B soul music. So, Jeff, if you would, if you're prepared, if you got it. If not, it's all good. But, Jeff, yes, sir. R&B soul, baby. We're going to sit back and relax. Sip on some tea, some coffee.
Pull your, you got in that cup?
That's all you got. Yeah, pull your boo close. It's cold outside, so just sit back and enjoy. Once again, Leroy and Cerrone Show, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Woo! So like I was saying, sick. And my vocal cords are shot, Cerrone. You can hear it.
Was you singing?
No, just sick. But one of the best things about being sick for me is if you get sick and your vocal cords change, as you can hear, it's added a little bit of bass to my voice.
This guy here. This guy.
And when there's a little bit of bass added to my voice, Cerrone, I'm about to reveal something that I do that people are going to probably say that's embarrassing to admit, but I don't have a problem with it. I like to walk around the house or in my car.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something else.
No! And recite movie lines in my deeper voice due to being sick. And I have an example. Now, gather around the campfire, folks. Way back in the day when we were kids, we were into a show called Transformers. Mm-hmm. Okay? This is the 80s. Yes, Transformers, you got the live movies and stuff now, but it was originally a cartoon and toys. So is this movie called Transformers the movie? It was a cartoon. Mm-hmm. It really hurt a lot of people's feelings because of what happened. Like, there are grown adults today who still haven't recovered from what happened in that movie. But there is a moment in the beginning. Let me explain. Megatron. Megatron is the leader of the Decepticons. And you have Optimus Prime, who is the leader of the Autobots, and they're just beefing. They're going at it in the beginning of the movie. Oh, I mean, they're just it's Optimus has the bazooka out, he's shooting, and it's going crazy. And they're all cracked up and beat up. And Optimus is whooping that tail. He's whooping Megatron's behind. And Megatron looks up at him and he says, "Grant me mercy, I beg of you." And Optimus Prime looks down at him, and this is one of the lines I've been saying since I've been sick. He says, "You, who are without mercy, now plead for it? I thought you were made of sterner stuff." It's stuff like that, man. I've been walking around and just doing all day. The wife is sick of me. She wants me out the house. It's just been movie lines all day. Jeff, do you have the clip? I think Jeff has the actual clip.
No more, Optimus Prime. Grant me mercy, I beg of you. You who are without mercy, now plead for it. I thought you were made of sterner stuff.
Come on now.
You didn't get it as a kid, but you do now.
Oh, I get it. There are so many lines in that movie that I get. Hey, Cerrone, you remember this one? This is my sick voice because it's deeper. I get to do this.
Okay, go ahead.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
It's deep.
Come
That's
on.
a deep moment.
That's Patriots fans right now.
Thanos. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, modeled by it, molded by it.
Molded.
I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then, it was nothing to me but blinding.
He been walking around like the Bane cat. Remember the videos?
All for like the past 3 days. First lady been looking at me like, get this guy out of the house. He's getting on my
He probably has no idea what you're talking about half the time.
Yeah. I did a Godfather moment to her, and she really did almost kick me out the house. If you saw Godfather 1, when the Don gets shot up and they finally bring him home and he's in the bed and he asks, oh man, what was the lawyer's name? I can't remember his name. But anyways, he says, "Where's Michael? Where's Michael?" And the lawyer's like, it was Michael that killed so-and-so and so-and-so. And so I was doing that line while laying in the bed. And in the movie, the Godfather, the Don, he just waves him like just shoos him away. And I did that to her. And so thanks be to God, I survived. And here I am today.
You've been sleeping on the couch ever since.
She had some grace because she knew I was sick. But anyways, all right, so we got to talk about the Patriots. We got to talk about Drake May, obviously, Stephon Diggs, Christian Barmore, that whole situation. Also, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, the finalists have been named. You got Jaylen Brown sharing his thoughts and his feelings about being disrespected by the league. There's so much to get. The entertainment report, we got a lot to get to. We might as well start off, Cerrone, with Stephon Diggs, Christian Barmore. If you haven't been paying attention, both of them have received some very serious allegations. Matter of fact, if you're listening to the Sports Hub, you know what it is. I don't need to go over it and over it. But Cerrone, one of the things that I heard a lot of people talking about or kind of hinted at is that even though these allegations are serious, again, they're still allegations. A lot of people, I believe, the fandom of the Patriots, seeing them get ready to go into the playoffs and possibly make it to the Super Bowl and all that stuff, fans have been able to convince themselves that none of this is going to have a significant impact on the team handling business on the field. And I've been on the other side because, for instance, yesterday I was on with Mark Dondero during Zolak and Bertrand. And I'm saying to myself, listen, I'm a Patriot fan too. I want them to go a long way. But even though these are allegations, you can't sit here and tell me that the team is not going to be, there won't be any impact on how this team plays. And I'm baffled, Cerrone, of how people don't understand that. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Absolutely. I mean, I absolutely get where you're coming from, and I think people always forget that these guys are humans too. They're human beings, and look, put it like this: there are allegations that involved, assault cases where it seems like there's a female on the other end. You got 50 plus alpha superhuman men in that room. I'm pretty sure one or two feel some type of way that one of their teammates or multiple teammates are being accused of this. Now they don't know if it's true or whatever. They don't know the details. They know some might know as much as we know. Some might even know more about it. But there's a lot of guys in there that got sisters. They married. They got a lot of women in their lives and who have been through stuff like this. So there's no way they're not sitting across from each other while they in there lifting weights. Some dude way at the other end just grilling like, yo, I don't, I'm not feeling your presence right now. Will it affect them on the field? Who knows? But that's just the in the huddle, the locker room aspect of it. And the other aspect of it is the NFL at any minute can step in and say, wait a minute now. We're going to look into this. You guys sit down until we think about this. And now you could possibly derail their season. And the other part is Barmore and Diggs could be sitting there looking over their shoulder, hoping the NFL doesn't come around the corner.
Right.
And now it affects their game because they can't focus. They're focused on other things. Now, by the time they get to a playoff game, it could be a few weeks, a couple of weeks removed. Hopefully 3 weeks. Denver. Hopefully you half your team gets hurt today. But anyway, tomorrow. Hey, it's sports. They're wishing the same. And hopefully it's a few weeks off, but I think the time would help. But if they got to go right back at it next week or so, it's going to be fresh. It's going to be something they're going to be asked about all week. It's going to be something on their minds. And look, a lot of guys can turn that off once the game starts. Once they step between those lines, it's all about football. But it's going to be on the minds of some of the players. It's going to be on the minds of those two, hoping they didn't mess up the season for their teammates. They don't want to, it's just right now it's probably not a good look for these guys in the locker room, personally, whatever. And that does affect what happens on the field. And we had a conversation, and you made a great point. If the game is about a game of inches, a step here, a step too slow, and talk about deep voice, you need to do your Any Given Sunday, a step too far, a step too short, for the Pacino line. If it comes down to that small details of football, if your focus is off by a little bit, that's the difference between making a catch, between a false start, a holding call, jumping off sides, just missing assignments, little things. You want your guys to be as sharp as they can be at this point in the season. And this is going to affect at least two guys on the team, two key guys on this team, and possibly other guys who are just feeling some type of way about the situation.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, we got to talk.
More Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on the way on the Sports Hub.
Tune in to the
All right, once again, welcome back. 98.5 The Sports Hub. I'm Leroy Irvin, he's Cerrone Battle. And I'm focused. I'm back. I'm focused. And the number is 617-779-0985. We've been talking about the Patriots. Obviously, the big news of the week are the allegations against Stephon, or at least wondering, with all the momentum that the Patriots have heading into the playoffs, they still got one more regular season game to go. I get it. They got to take on Miami tomorrow at 4:25. But let's be honest, we're all thinking about the playoffs. And they've got a lot of great momentum going. How will these allegations, and I can't stress that enough, allegations, how, if at all, will it impact the New England Patriots? Let's go to Mac T. And Mac T, what's going on?
Hey, first of all, fellas, you know you guys are my favorites. And I want to say this real quick before I get to my point. Leroy, it was a pleasure talking to Xavier last week. And that young man is clearly going places. He's intelligent, articulate. Yeah. And I'm telling you, I actually had my young buck, who's from Indian Trail, North Carolina, right outside Charlotte, listen to that whole show with Xavier on it. Oh. Yeah, for real. And he walked away really impressed.
Oh, that's what's up. Beautiful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So my point is, of course, there's going to be distractions. Yeah. Let's not play. All right. Whether it's a big D or a small D, it's going to be a distraction.
Yep.
It's all a matter about how Vrabel handles it, and that's it. At the end of the day, he got to rally the troops and get them, in line. Make sure that we don't let anything get in our way of accomplishing what we have in front of us.
Appreciate it, Mac T. Appreciate the words about my son from last week and also just calling in and participating. Cerrone, a reaction to what Mac T had to say about the Patriots and distractions. I like how he said whether it's distractions with a, uppercase or lowercase d.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a distraction. I mean, there's no way around it. There's no way you can have two star players on your team a week before the playoffs be accused, have accusations where they can be brought up on charges a week before the playoffs and not be a distraction. I mean, you can say it is, it isn't. Put it like this. If this happened to the Buffalo Bills, you think you'd have an edge.
Yeah, that's true.
If this happened to any team you were playing week one of the playoffs, it could be the Chargers, it could be the Bills, whoever, Jacksonville. If it happened to any other playoff team and you had to face that team, you think you got an edge. You think you got one up on them. Well, we got one. Oh, they're struggling. They're D-tackled. He's not in his right mind. Let's run at him a few times. Let's test him out. Oh, Stephon Diggs, he's going through a situation. Okay, let's play him a certain way. Let's agitate him a little bit. Let's see if we can draw a PI foul on him and see if he, just shows some frustration with us. So these things are going to be out there, and football players are going to pick on that. And you best believe these veteran coaches and assistants and veteran players are going to find a way to say things to get under their skin, to say things to their teammates. And the biggest thing, man, this is Boston, man. This is going to be a topic every single day next week, all the way up until kickoff. And they're going to mention it during the game multiple times on national TV. Fans from other teams are going to be all over social media saying they're the Patriots goal. They're another player with some issues. They're going to bring up stuff from years ago. And it's a bad look. There's no way around it. It's a bad look. And to think it won't affect you is crazy. And something else you brought up during the week. This happened at your job with one of your coworkers. You're looking at him different.
Yep.
I don't care who it is. You're looking at them different.
Yeah.
You're not a coworker.
You're not coming to a conclusion that what they're being accused of is a fact, but you do you have these little conversations in your mind. Don't front people. You do go, well, what if? And the example that you were saying, Cerrone, and again, the number is 617-779-0985. Yesterday I mentioned it. I said, hey, listen, if something were to happen, if an allegation about Leroy Irvin came out and I came into work to do a show, and despite it just being an allegation, you best believe that not everyone in the building is going to be like, oh, never mind, it's business as usual. They might conduct business as usual, but there's just well, listen, somebody wanted to work with Leroy, but let's put that on hold for a little bit. Someone might be down the hall and saying in their head, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out.
There was that thing in '08.
Right. Right or wrong, this is what happens in real life. And for some reason, I think when it comes to football and sports, and maybe it's because we're fans and we want to see our team succeed, we think that the players, the coaches, everyone involved with these organizations somehow operate like robots. They don't. You mentioned that, and you had a great point, Cerrone. You don't know the situations of each of these players and what they might have seen growing up. You don't know, and you don't know what kind of impact even allegations could have on them. Let's go to Max in the truck. He wants to talk about this. Max.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's
How's
up?
it going?
Good.
So I think it's not going to be a distraction. You guys were just saying, it's all allegations. I think they're just going to strictly focus on football. That's my hope. But I just hope that it isn't a distraction to the whole team. Thanks for taking my call, guys. Have a great Saturday.
Appreciate it, Max.
You too, man.
The key word that he used, he said he hopes it's not a distraction. To be honest, one of the things that I've become very, very disappointed with in our society within the past, let's say 10, 15 years, is that when it comes to allegations, no matter what it is, there used to be a time when logic would come into play and we all would, for the most part, in general, pause and say they're just allegations. That is not the case within the last 10, 15 years or so.
Especially when it comes to athletes.
All you got to do is go on social media and you see it. Oh, an allegation? Forget athletes. Just look at what's going on in the world. An allegation comes out about anybody, and a lot of people automatically, oh, I knew it. Yep. Throw them away. Throw her away. Lock them up. Throw away the key.
They lose the endorsements. They lose everything there. They just put on hold
all of that
and then here's the messed up part about the way things are now. You said the last 10 years, it could come out in 6 weeks that it was completely false.
Yep.
And the player, person, celebrity, whoever, politician, they don't get anything back.
Nothing. People
just move on and go to the next guy. And it's just, you're just out there like, yo, my whole life has been destroyed. And no one comes out and says, my bad. Here's your Nike endorsement back. Here's your McDonald's. Here's your, we're going to put you on the cover of Madden. Then none of that comes back. Once the allegations are out there, even if you're found, if it's not guilty and it were false allegations or whatever it may be, it's like people are still going to look at you sideways. Like, what if he did do it? What if the athlete paid somebody off? What if the team? What if the movie company? What if whoever paid somebody? That's the way people think now. Everything's a conspiracy theory.
Right.
So in this day and age, this stuff, it's again, how much it affects the team, who knows? Maybe this team is just, they're mentally tough. Maybe they have enough veterans out there, guys who have been there, who've been in enough locker rooms, that have been through enough stuff to say, you know what? Guys, we're going to have to lock in and focus. All we can control now is football. Like the call said, we're just going to play football. We're going to work out. We're going to practice. We're going to, get together as a team. We're going to lock in this January football. We'll deal with this after the season. But right now, I need you guys to focus. Maybe there's enough guys in there that can do that. And I believe there is. The Patriots coaching staff, these guys have been through a lot. They've seen a lot. The ones, especially ex-Patriot guys. Well, I know Williams is not there, but he's been around for a long time. They have a lot of guys in that organization that's been there for a while, and I think they're going to come out of this.
All right.
You're listening to Leroy and Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
Oh yeah, 98.5 The Sports Hub, Leroy and Cerrone Show. And as if I haven't said it enough, the number is 617-779-0985. And we're celebrating it, say mid to late 90s, early 2000s. R&B soul music. Just had to sit back for a little bit. Man, Cerrone, the phone calls keep coming through about this whole Christian Barmore and Stephon Diggs situation, allegations, and if it will have any type of impact on the New England Patriots heading into the playoffs. Let's go to Rob in the car. Rob.
Hi, guys. I know on Barmore, it's allegations, but I also think that people probably aren't a little bit familiar with, even if the average person, if this happens, I'm just talking about the average person.
Yep.
But domestic violence, you don't even have to put your hand on anybody. It could be domestic violence, could be just raising your voice to your partner. It can be considered domestic violence, especially when and nobody's talking about the child that was involved. Mm-hmm. As soon as you have these allegations that there, and she provides pictures, the police automatically send it over to DCF. It just seems to me that the media would know, because within a very short period of time, DCF knocks on the average person's door and said, we're going to investigate these things, not a police thing, and they either substantiate it or if they don't. If they do, they can make it domestic violence classes for 40 weeks, and you have to make it 40 straight weeks. And if you miss one, you got to start all the way back from the beginning. They could do anger management, they could do anything. It just seems like the media is just saying, well, it's allegations, but it just seems like there's way more than the average person would face, way more scrutiny of what would be happening to them, rather than just saying, well, it's an allegation, you have to play it out in court.
Appreciate it, Rob. And to some degree, man, I got to say I agree with Rob. And I agree with Rob in the sense of, let's be honest. I've been there. I've been guilty of this, and I'm doing better at it. Because athletes play for our teams, we sometimes make excuses. Yeah. We sometimes give them a pass. We sometimes say, we give them grace that we wouldn't show the average everyday person. And
for selfish reasons. And let's be honest, a lot of Patriot fans right now, you got selfish reasons. When I heard this stuff too, I was like, the playoffs. When honestly, that's not the most important part of this entire story. No. If the allegations are true, the most important thing is beyond football. It's about taking care of those people who allegedly had to deal with abuse. Allegedly. But football was the first thing I have to raise my hand and say, you know what? I can't lie. Football was the first thing that came to mind. Oh, boy. Yeah. First thing I thought of was who's going to stop the run. I'm being honest. Yeah. That's not right. Yeah. The first thing I'm like, man, they had a tough time starting the run. Hopefully Milton Williams is back to 100%. And I shouldn't immediately just go to run defense. But that's where I went. And I've been conditioned and programmed to do that. Mm-hmm. If this team was a 3-win team, we wouldn't even have been thinking about football.
Yep. Yeah.
But right. Because the team is good, it's the reason why we're hoping it's just let court to take care of it. It's like, no, this is a little more serious than the court to take care of it.
Right. Cerrone, I'm going to take this call. But after this call, you made a great point about something that went down last year concerning a player for the New England Patriots. If you, I'll give you a second, but let's go to Carl in Boston. Carl.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So great show, by the way. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
I listened to your show yesterday, Leroy, and there was some guy that called in about somehow assigning some degree of culpability to Vrabel for what's going on.
Yep.
And maybe I missed the point, but I don't see that. I was wondering what your thoughts are on that.
Appreciate it, Carl. It's funny. I mean, the timing couldn't have been better. I had no idea that's what Carl was going to say. And then, Cerrone, do you remember what we were talking about? And you were mentioning about an incident that happened last season, and in general, what people were saying?
Well, I mean, last year you had a couple incidents. One was kind of minor, and one was a big deal. It cost one of your better players most of the season. You had, of course, the Jabril Peppers situation. With a difference in this one, I believe he was arrested that day or whatever. I'm going to say caught in the act, but the allegations were there. He was arrested, had to go to court. It was a different situation. It was like That day with the court was this one. It was stuff that happened in the past. And of course, earlier in the year, you had Javon Baker at Logan Airport. He had a little back and forth with state police, whatever, about where you should be parking, whatever it was, something minor. But to the caller's point, it wasn't blamed. The coaching staff last year wasn't blamed for it, but the overall feel for it was you're in charge. These are your players. You're responsible for your players. You're responsible for holding players accountable. You're responsible for your locker room and then the conduct of the players. Having a strict locker room with accountability is all the things that were said last year about the coaching staff when it comes to Will Peppers and things with other players. And whereas this year, it's no different to Mike Vrabel or Bill Belichick. You're the man in charge. You're the one responsible. He's not their father. He's the head coach, but he's the one that puts his foot down about accountability in the locker room, about guys being, good citizens during the season and doing what's right off the field, on the field, and all those things, everything in between. And we had a head coach that was here for a long time that was about as no nonsense as it gets. And if that coach was in charge right now, we probably wouldn't be waiting on the league to do something about it. But the fear of having a head coach that didn't play games kept guys, for the most part, in check. If I mess up, if I bring this library book back 2 days late, this man might bench me. But that was a fear in that locker room, and we've seen it play out. We've seen the famous Jonas Gray have a great night. He late by, gone. Wes's man bench Wes Welker in the playoff game, the start of the playoff game. His man bench, we still don't know why Malcolm Butler didn't play in the Super Bowl. Imagine if there was charges or allegations on a Malcolm Butler or Wes Welker like this, what Bill would have done. And these are things that we held against Mayo last year. Well, I know the league stepped in with Peppers. He didn't play. He was put out. But with control of the locker room and attitudes and things like that, things players were saying, there's no control in there. Same situation. It's not Vrabel's fault at all. He had nothing to do with this stuff. But you're the head coach. You're the one that's going to be asked about it. And I know you voiced your concerns yesterday about his response being it's like not my problem or whatever. Oh, yes, it is. It's your organization. We can't make all the good things all yours and the bad things. Well, hey, that's not me. You got to go talk to whoever. But it's like you're in charge of this. You're responsible for your players, their actions, how they conduct themselves on and off the field, and the punishments and how you run your locker room. And I understand we're probably going to get into it, but his comments about it not being really his fault, not his problem, whatever. You got to sit there and say, you know what? Yep, I'm in charge of these guys. I'm responsible. I'm their head coach. We're gonna investigate this. We're gonna let the authorities do their job, and we're gonna handle the rest of this in-house. Kind of give that kind of, that we're on this as a team. It's concerning. It's alarming. We're trying to keep this from being a distraction. And one thing you have to do that I haven't really heard many say, kind of show some kind of empathy to possible victims. Mm-hmm. We don't know if this is all true, but we're concerned. We're aware. We've talked to the possible. I don't know if they could talk to anybody, whatever, but just show some kind of empathy to the situation as opposed to, it's not my problem. And a lot of people saying, it's not really his fault. You just move on. No. We bring this up with college sports, high school sports, NBA, NFL, when guys do things that are off the field, issues off the field, on the field, off the court, the ice, whatever. We go back to whoever's in charge, and it's usually the head coach. Yeah. You're responsible for the conduct of your players. Yeah. And he has to take some kind of responsibility because of his role and title, not because of what he's done, what those guys have done.
Right. And to be clear, the quote that we're talking about with Mike Vrabel, he was asked how disappointing it is to deal with the Diggs and Barmore allegations, and Mike Vrabel said in response, I would say not disappointing at all. And people were, in their feelings about it, and I think rightfully so. Listen, we got to take a break. When we get back, Cam Newton doing what he do, running his mouth, and,
For more from Leroy and Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
Sports Etc. Head
to the stick seller at Sports Etc. in Arlington and shoot the latest sticks from Bauer, like the Proto 2, Pulse, Tracer, and Flylight. Or build your own custom Bauer stick using their exclusive stick customizer, only at Sports Etc., Boston's best hockey shop, 1303 Mass 7 Arlington, or sportsetc.net.
You hear that? No, it's not a crowd cheering. That's a mouse doing a victory lap in your attic. Spiders, they're running a full court press in your shower. And stink bugs, they've just called a timeout.
Last year, under his players' status, a head coach was fired. That's not to say, oh man, you can't say that. That wasn't all Drake May. He was a young quarterback. But does Gerard Mayo have a job right now?
No, he's out of a job.
Offensive coordinator was Alex Van Pelt. Is he an offensive coordinator anywhere in this league?
Not a coordinator.
Thank you. Now insert Mike Vrabel. Now insert a dynamic play caller in Josh McDaniels. The system is right. So I can't just sit up here and say Drake May is a game changer right now because we've only had one season of dynamic play. Well, damn! You only really had one. Aha, brother. Let's not go there. You wasn't even like that. Insert the gif of Cam Newton in a Super Bowl. But to answer your question, Drake May is a game manager.
Almost said a swear word that rhymed with Cam. Cam, what are you doing, brother? It's 985 The Sports Hub. Leroy and Cerrone, 617-779-0985 is the number. That was Cam Newton on his podcast once again, talking about Drake May and, basically just saying that Drake May, once again, is a game manager. And his main argument was because we haven't seen enough of Drake May. This is his first year with Josh McDaniels, Mike Vrabel. I'm assuming part of his argument is, hey, you don't know what he's going to look like next year after everyone gets tape on him and they adjust. Will he adjust? Will he keep it going? But it's just, I don't understand, Cerrone, why this keeps coming up. Why can't people just take the snapshot of this season, which is an entire season? The young man has been phenomenal. He's done such a great job, and he should be in the MVP conversation. I'm looking around. There you go.
No, sir. Go ahead.
And it just, I'm so disappointed in Cam. I get it. He's doing a podcast and it's entertainment, it's content, and you got to say some things sometimes to get people to tune in. He got us to get the clip and play it on air, so I guess it worked. But Cerrone, just where are you at with this whole Drake May MVP conversation? One more regular season game to go tomorrow against the Miami Dolphins. Does that game even matter? Is he your MVP champ? I mean MVP candidate? What's going on?
Can you hear me right now?
I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay, make sure y'all can hear me. What did he say about Pat Mahomes his first year as a starter? When he broke all the Kansas City records? Did anybody say, wait till they get film on him? When Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl his second year as a starter, after the injury, did anybody say, no, wait, no, this is not real. We've only seen it for one season. When Josh Allen finally broke through, year 3? Did anybody say, well, it's a fluke? It's a schedule. Let's see. When Lamar Jackson took over as quarterback and lit it up his first full year as a starter in Baltimore, I didn't hear anyone say, well, let's see once they get tape on him. They had tape on him since week 1. We all got tape. We all see the tape. Okay, Matt, let's play the game. Matt Stafford. Is anybody saying, well, let's see year 2 with Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams? He just got him this year. Wait till they get tape on that duo, and then we'll see how good he is. Stop it. It ain't about next year. It's about this year. He's the MVP of this league. He's done the most with the least, and Matt Stafford's lost 3 of his last 5 games, including turning it over 8 times. We're watching this man throw pick 6 after pick 6, diving after defenders, and we're like, well, he still should get MVP votes. Stop it. Stop. He's lost more games in the last month and a half than Drake May lost all season. There it is, the winner. The guy who Stafford's a 7 seed or 6 seed in the NFC. Why are we having this conversation? Cam Newton was MVP of the league because his team went 15-1. That's it. It had the best record in the league. He was the quarterback of the team with the best record. And Cam should know better than most. He didn't play that good the year before and didn't play that good after. He was a one-hit wonder, calling out everybody else. Cam hasn't been that good since that season, since that day. The moment he didn't dive on that fumble, he was not the same player. And yet he's the one saying, well, let's wait and see. What do we need to wait and see? Because I tell you what's going to happen this offseason that Drake May doesn't have. He doesn't have any talent around him. He's taken a mid-level ACC team and got them battling for a national championship. And he doesn't have an SEC roster around him. He doesn't have all pros to his left and to his right. The only other Pro Bowl on the team plays defense. And some even question if he should have been there. I think he does, but it was a debate. But he's not surrounded with the talent that a lot of these guys have. Drake May, if they spend all that money this offseason and everybody's going to want to come join this team, yeah, they're going to have more film, but guess what? There's going to be better receivers. There's going to be, the running backs have been pretty good. There's going to be better defenders out there. He's going to get the ball back more. He's going to have more opportunities to shine. And the young guys around, the Trayvon Henderson is going to be a year better. Will Campbell's going to be a year better. All these guys around him are going to be better by this time next year. And one thing Drake May is going to have is film on everybody else as well.
That's true.
He's going to be better at reading film. He's going to have a better understanding at what he's dealing with against the Jets, against the Bills, against the Dolphins. These teams are going to see a lot. Some of these teams he might see in the playoffs, he's going to see them again because of where they fall in the standings. He's going to get better. He's a young kid. His experience is going to increase. But you hear guys say all the time, well, wait till they get film. Usually you hear that in the same season. Like, for example, I use the argument all the time with backup quarterbacks. When a backup comes in, he usually gives that team that boost. Yep. He's good for a week, 2, 3 weeks. And then after about a month and they see what you can and can't do, they come back to reality and you realize they're backups. Bailey Zappi, prime example. We just saw it. But after a whole season and months of film, I don't care how much film you see. When you see this young man taking a 300-pound defensive lineman and shoving him to the ground and throwing the ball to his right on the road in Buffalo, there's no film that can help that. That's skill. When he's on the run, it didn't get talked about enough. People talked about the catch with Diggs mossing that guy last week against the Jets. The throw was more impressive. Again, he's rolling to his right full speed, and he throws that ball on a dime. There's no film that can stop that. What's going to happen, though, he's going to see film, and now he's going to make those throws where he's not running. He's in the pocket making those throws because he's reading defenses. He's going to get better. But in 2025 NFL season, Drake May is the MVP of this league. He's done the most with the least. He is the most valuable player on his team. Matthew Stafford isn't even the most valuable player in his own huddle. Puka Nacua is the best offensive player in football right now, and he was inches away from making one of the greatest catches of all time last week in that game. That one-handed catch that would have had a chance in that game to overtime or win the game, whatever it was. He is the best offensive player in football. Matthew Stafford has that guy in his huddle. And I heard many say this. I'll say it again. I'll jump on this one too. If you swap those two quarterbacks and put Drake May in L.A. and put Stafford in here, one of them teams are making the playoffs, and it's not the Patriots. Drake May with Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams and Sean McVay with that running back, with a running back that's probably got 1,300 total yards. He's got 2 All-Pro Hall of Fame level receivers and one of the greatest offensive play calls of all time, McVay, and he's playing in a dome. Put Drake May in that situation, and the MVP is unanimous. You put Matthew Stafford here, well, like, who's playing quarterback next season? That's a fact. His back injury will come up again with the offensive line and all that stuff around him, playing in the cold. Stafford's been a dome guy his whole career, If you swap the two, there's no debate. But Drake May's done the most with the least. He's got the best record. I know Stafford's got the touchdowns. This Drake May has been the better quarterback, has been the best quarterback in the NFL for months, not recently, for months. He's the MVP of this league.
Cerrone, I also think that it's just trendy to talk negatively about the Patriots. A lot of it's rooted in hate and fear from what happened over the past 20, 25 seasons, and it just continues now. It's like, oh, my God, are they about to return to greatness? They're supposed to stay down longer than just 5 years or so. It's supposed to be,
we got to see more. Yeah. We got to see some more.
It's got to be a decade plus, right? Oh, God, here they come again. Before we go to break, let's go to Billy in Marblehead. Billy.
What's going on, Leroy? Cerrone, first off, just want to start off by saying, love the show, man. Makes my Saturday while I'm delivering mail go by very quickly, so I appreciate you guys every Saturday.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Man, we appreciate you.
I just wanted to pitch it. I just wanted to chime in on the whole Cam Newton situation. Man, he's out here just trying to get views, dude. Because, all them points he made, listen, he's a Heisman Trophy winner. I'll give him that. When he came into the league, he made, a big boom being that dual-threat quarterback and everything like that. But the way I see it right now, he had 1, 2, 3 seasons where he was over 500 in the 10 years that he played. And he was 7 seasons where he was under 500. And I feel that he's threatened that Drake May will be the second player.
Billy dropped. Sorry about that, Billy.
It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, we are starting off with hockey, as Finland upset the 2-time defending champs Team USA in the World Junior Hockey quarterfinals 4-3. That's funny. We talked about that last week. Moving on, Bruins Jeremy Swayman and Charlie McAvoy have been named to Team USA for the Olympics. Congratulations. Men's college basketball. And yes, I'm going to talk about number 10 BYU taking on Kansas State because Brockton's own A.J. DeBonsa has been putting on a show and leading the way for BYU. BYU is up 56-49 with 11:59 left in the second half. Boston College and Georgia Tech are getting at it right now. Georgia Tech has the lead in the first half. Oh, it's actually halftime now, 27-24. Bruins and the Canucks goes down tonight at 10. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers will bring you all the action starting at 9:30 right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Celtics Clippers at 10:30. Cedric Maxwell and Sean Grandy have got you covered starting at 10 on our sister station, 105.7 WROR. In the NFL today, Panthers Bucks at 4:30. Seahawks 49ers at 8. And tomorrow at 4:25, Pats Dolphins to close out the regular season. Oh, and if you're interested, check this out. Professional bull riding has returned to the Garden for the first time in 33 years, and it continues tonight at 7:45. Your Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by, give me a second to find what they are brought to you by. Revise. Feeling drafts in your house and struggling to stay warm this winter? Call Revise, a mass save partner. They offer no-cost energy assessments, and I don't know if this is right, but 7,500, 100% of insulation. Call 800-885. That had to be a error. Call 800-885-SAVE or visit callrevise.com today. Leroy Irvin, your next update is in an hour.
Irish shot. The Bruins. Rebound score! Play here. The Sports Hub. Now. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle. Leroy and Cerrone on Boston's Home for Sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
A lot of love in the comments. Shout outs to my mother. She's in the comments. And my wife, I'm going to put it like this. Y'all better stay respectful to both those ladies or I'm coming through the screen.
I already had to put somebody in timeout.
Oh,
so I
what?
A tight ship.
I need their name and stuff.
It was Blind Scott just being annoying.
Blind Scott. Okay. Let me write that down.
I'm just going to leave that one alone.
Yeah, he's bugging. He's really, really bugging. Anyways, we feel like a lot of people are bugging because they got an issue with Drake May possibly winning the MVP. But I'm kind of over that, Cerrone. Can we move on to the other potential end of the season honors? Mike Vrabel, Coach of the Year. Where do you stand with that, Cerrone? Should he be the Coach of the Year, or is there someone else?
Yeah, man, I think it's his. I think it's his to lose. I mean,
and to be clear, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
You're not saying this because you're a Patriots fan. You're saying this because I just want to be clear because you know how people are. I know that you're not. But there's going to be some people, he's just a Patriots fan. Drake May MVP, Mike Vrabel, head coach of the year. No, you mean this with all your heart.
Where were we this week last year?
I know.
I was at that Chargers game in the cold, sleet. I had to walk all the way back, all the way to that water tower. It's like 8 miles away. That's where I was parked. I had to walk home after that. It was foggy, it was cold, damp, and the team was a mess. And in one full year, this team has an opportunity tomorrow to have the number 1 seed.
Amazing.
In the AFC, and probably the best record in all of football. That's a remarkable turnaround. And they've done so without there was no major addition to this team that made you say in March or April, they're a Super Bowl team. We looked at the biggest addition to this team we thought was the schedule. We said, man, look, the schedule's kind to them. They might win 7-8 games. That's what we thought. Stephon Diggs is going to miss time. He's hurt. All those things. The rise of Matt Collins, we didn't see that coming. Keyshawn Boutte continuing to his upward trend. We didn't see that coming. We didn't see this team being probably the most explosive team in the NFL. Who would have thought a Patriot receiving group would be the most explosive group in the league? Like, that's, I mean, without any major addition, they added Stephon Diggs, who's not really that explosive at this point in his career. It's been the other guys that have been making the explosive plays. And their run game has had a ton of explosive plays. They haven't given up 200 yards passing since it was nice outside. I mean, it's been this is all stuff that you put on the head coach. I understand Ben Johnson's up there. The Bears have made their turnaround. But you got to remember, the Bears last season, when they drafted Caleb Williams, people thought their roster was good enough to make the playoffs last year. And when they saw the roster this year, they knew Ben Johnson had a playoff caliber roster. No one said that about the Patriots. No one thought they'd be there. Now, Jacksonville's made an incredible turnaround. I give them that, but their quarterback's a veteran compared to what you're dealing with. They got veteran players around him. We were watching them to see what Travis Hunter was going to do with that team. But that team had veteran players around them, and they were underachieving. They didn't play up to their level. He got them to play up to their level, and that's where they are now. But guess where they are now, right? Still behind the New England Patriots. They're behind them. This man is probably going to end up with either tied with the best record in the league. You got to give him a huge piece of the credit for the development of Drake May. You know, I understand we want to give it all to the coordinator, but man, it's the head coach, the man in charge. We didn't give McDaniels the credit when Bill was here, did we? Funny how that didn't work. We gave it to Bill. Bill, he's the genius, not Charlie Weiss, not Romeo Cornell. You see what I'm saying? Not McDaniels. It was Bill. But Vrabel, we got to give him the same respect. He turned this team around. He got these guys to play. He even got them to play good ball when all the injuries piled up against Cincinnati. Will Campbell went out. We was like, man, what are they going to do? Offensive line didn't skip a beat. Wilson went out. What are they going to do? Offensive line didn't skip a beat. That game, they lost Milton Williams. Moses went out. The offensive line was falling apart against the Ravens. That whole team was falling apart against the Ravens, and they had one of the biggest wins of the season with a depleted roster. Yep, I think that was Drake May's MVP moment, but that was also a Coach of the Year moment for Mike Vrabel. He got them guys to buy in and turn that game around, and they came out there and won it. I mean, you got to give him credit for where this team is at and where they're possibly going. I was skeptical about him in the beginning. I'll say that. I ain't ashamed of that. I was definitely skeptical. I thought he was getting too much credit. Give him all the credit he deserves. He got these guys in the right direction. And he, along with Drake May, are the reason we think this team can go to the Super Bowl or maybe even win it. It's not because of the talent of the roster. We understand the roster's lacking. But the only other thing is the head coach, the play calling, it's decision making, all those things. His defensive coordinator hasn't been able to coordinate all year. He ain't had them. And that was a big addition to this team. I'm going to lose my defensive coordinator, no problem. We're going to roll with this. I'm going to lose my top 5 draft pick left tackle. I'm going to lose him. So what? We're going to roll. We're going to keep winning games. I'm going to lose my number 1 free agent signing, Milton Williams. I'm going to lose him for a big chunk of the second half of the season. So what? We're going to keep winning football games. And they've done. Robert Spillane's been out, another big signing. So what? We're going to keep winning football games. That's the credit to the head coach. He's got the next man ready to go. They're all bought into this team concept, and he's been huge in the development of this rookie class. We're going to get into in a little bit. But this rookie class could be one of the better ones we've seen in a long time with the Patriots. Every single one of these guys has contributed to this roster, where some head coaches would take late round pick guys and bury them on a roster. He's got these guys out there playing and making plays. You got to give Mike Vrabel credit for where this team is right now.
617-779-0985 is the number. We got about 2 more minutes before we go to break, Cerrone. Henderson. 2 questions. Henderson, what are his chances at being the offensive rookie of the year, in your opinion? And Elliott Wolf, who we all got on last season, big time.
Yeah, I thought he should have been gone.
Could he be the executive of the year?
Man, look at the draft class. I just mentioned that. Kyle Williams is getting all he do is catch touchdowns. Chris Carter out there. Travion Henderson, I think he has a good chance to be offensive rookie of the year. A lot of it's going to go to Tet in Carolina because he's in a big game today. He's playing in a meaningful game. He's going to get a lot of targets. He's going to get a lot of opportunities to seal it today. But I think Travion Henderson, with him splitting carries early on in the season, for him to be where he's at now, 1,000-yard all-purpose running back, is remarkable. The explosive plays. Outside of McMillan, is the only one I think he's battling with right now. But look, if Henderson plays tomorrow, he has another big day. He breaks off a 60, 70-yard run. I think he can win it. But McMillan is the only guy I think that can take it from with a big game today. But I think he could be Offensive Rookie of the Year. But you got to put Will Campbell on that rookie list. You got to put all these guys that have all stepped in and made plays, contributions. And real quick to Elliott Wolf, Milton Williams, Robert Spillane, Carlton Davis. Where would they be? Morgan Moses. Where would they be without those signings right now? This team would not be in this position. He hit in free agency. He hit on the draft. Wow. And you got to give him credit for where this team is and the moves that he's made. And I can't think of anybody else that's helped their team out more than what Elliott Wolf has done with this roster this year. Got to give him his credit.
We got to take a break. 617-779-0985 is the number when we get back.
Even the kicker.
No, it's early, but could this go down as one of the best impactful Patriots drafts since the 90s?
More Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on the way on the Sports Hub.
Leroy and Cerrone Show, 617. 98.5 is the number. Before we went to break, we teased it. Is it early, but could this go down as one of the best and impactful Patriots drafts since the 1990s? Cerrone, I looked it up. I'm just curious. Which 90s draft are you talking about? I looked at 93. You got Drew Bledsoe. You got Chris Slade. You got Troy Brown. I looked at 1996. Terry Glenn, Lawyer Malloy, Teddy Bruschi.
Buddy.
Oh, so,
buddy.
So you're talking about 96?
One. I knew one of them. They had a lot of guys that came up. What's the one that had was Vinatieri?
Let's see.
Might have been 95.
Yeah, 90. What was 95's, Leroy? I know, but them drafts were loaded.
Let's see. 1995. Oh, wow. Whoa. Okay, you had Ty Law, Hall of Famer, Ted Johnson. You had Curtis Martin.
Yep.
95 is the one for you?
Either one of those. You talk about hitting. They hit them few years. But, yeah, those drafts shaped the dynasty, the Patriots that ended up becoming a dynasty. Willie McGinnis came out of it. Adam Vinatieri, you mentioned Troy Brown, Bledsoe was a part of the earlier one. But I know Curtis Martin wasn't there during the winning, but man, when you get a couple Hall of Famers in one draft, like, come on. Now, I'm not saying this draft has Hall of Famers. I ain't saying that.
You think the potential is there, though?
The potential for good Pro Bowl caliber players is absolutely there with this draft. And, I mean, like I said, they're already contributing to the success of this team and where they're at. I think the whole left side of your offensive line, I think both those guys will be Pro Bowlers in the near future. I mean, you get Pro Bowl offensive linemen from one draft, you're doing something. You got a running back that's already one of the most explosive running backs in football. And we thought he had that potential. We saw it in the preseason, returning kicks and all that stuff. And it got off to a slow start. But he's being compared to Jahmyr Gibbs out in Detroit. You're going to end up with a Pro Bowl level running back. Left tackle, left guard is probably your future center on this team. Your safety, what's his name from Cal? I can't think of his name right now. Sorry. But he's been lights out. I think he's played the most snaps of anybody on defense. He's been there all season making plays. So this team, Kyle Williams, I think the only reason Kyle Williams doesn't have big numbers, he just hadn't had the opportunities because of the play of Matt Collins, Stephon Diggs being better than we thought early on, right away, basically. Keyshawn Boutte being the deep threat, the player he is, the connection he has with Drake May. I think those are the only reasons Kyle Williams isn't playing. We wanted big things out of him because we thought this receiver group was going to be trash. But it ended up being so good. It's like, hold on, kid. Hold on, wait a minute. You can sit over there. Yo, they throw Efton Chisholm in out of nowhere, and he gets a touchdown out the gate. Like, I mean, it's not saying that these guys are all going to be all pro,
right?
Whatever. But with this team, where this team is going, they are the future of this franchise and the key pieces to Drake May. And this team is in position now to compete for a championship, very similar to what the Patriots were, like Jeff said, 1995. They hit on the draft. Remember, they were their 6-win team. They hit on the draft. Next thing you know, they're in Green Bay, jambalaya against the Packers in the Super Bowl and on Bourbon Street, and they just turned it around immediately. Now, they hit success. They came back a little bit, but eventually all those guys, Ted Johnson, Teddy Bruschi, Lawyer Malloy, Ty Law, all those guys, Adam Vinatieri, Troy Brown, they were all the building blocks to a potential to what ended up becoming a dynasty in the NFL. And this draft here could be this is the first full reset that we've had.
So it feels like with this draft,
I'm sorry.
It feels like with this draft, it's not like just the foundation for a potential, organization that's going to compete year in and year out. It feels more like you got the foundation, but the drywall's up too, and it might be a little
landscaping.
Bit more. It might be around there. It's not complete, but it's further along than we thought. To be honest, Cerrone, I thought we were going to see maybe a 3 to 4 year process before they became contenders again, and they're way ahead of schedule.
Man, the kicker is good. I mentioned that. I yelled it out before we went off last time. The kicker has been good. Craig Woodson, that's the one I'm thinking of. I'm sorry. Woodson has been solid for them. Wilson, Kyle Williams, Travion Henderson, Will Campbell. They're all making plays. They're all guys that if one of them got hurt, you're like, what are we gonna do? Like that's when your situation you're in. And these are the young guys. They have a lot of veterans on this team that's been around. Stephon Diggs and Moses and Carlton Davis. These guys, deep playoff runs, they've been around. Matt Collins has been deep playoff runs in Buffalo. They have guys that's been there and seen a little bit. But these young guys are the futures of this team, and they're the ones you're building your team around. They've had great drafts over the last 20 years or so. You know, that draft where you have Gronk and I think it was Hightower. They had drafts where they kind of hit during that run. But the team wasn't bad.
Right.
They hit on drafts and they added pieces to Super Bowl teams. Teams that were losing 2-3 games and they hit on the draft and added good pieces to keep it going. Julian Edelman was a great piece, but he was added to a team that was already there. He had to sit behind Randy Moss. You already had Randy Moss. You just see him saying Wes Welker was already a Pro Bowler. You added to those pieces. You know, Gronk and Hernandez were great pickups, all-time pickups. But you won Super Bowls with Daniel Graham and Watson. You see what I'm saying? You already had pieces before you were a good established team. This team to go from the basement to 13-3, possibly 14-3, basically behind a good draft class and a second-year quarterback. Man, we're going to look back on this draft like, man, this is the draft that changed the franchise and got them back on track. Drake May was there, but they got the pieces and got these guys in the field. And I swear, if Kyle Williams was in a full-time role, he'd be leading all receivers in touchdowns by now. And he's not that far behind, and he doesn't even play all the time. So, I mean, you got to give these guys, give them credit for what they're doing. And look, man, I'm excited to see what they're going to do in the upcoming draft because now, am I a fool for this? I believe in what they're doing in the draft. I never said this about a Patriots team. I can't wait to see what they pick up in the draft and the pieces they add, of course, in free agency. But that comes later. Yep. Their journey really hadn't begun yet until the playoffs kick off.
All right. Once again, the number is 617-779-0985. Cerrone, I wish there was a way that we as Patriot fans collectively could send like apology cards. Because speaking of the draft, and you mentioned him already, but that number one pick for the Patriots, Will Campbell, like we absolutely owe that young man an apology. And we've said this over and over again, and it can't be said enough. The jokes were out there. The T-Rex thing still plays in my mind over and over again. The short arms and all this, and man, we're not going to sit here. We're not going to
think it was a big deal in the beginning.
I know you were probably the only one. I'm not going to sit here and act like he's complete and he's one of the best in the league. I'm not saying that at all, but he's nowhere close to being a terrible offensive lineman, left tackle, like people thought he was going to be. And the point is, when he went out, people did get worried. And now that you hear that he's, close to make a return, he might return tomorrow, or I don't even know what it is, but he's close. It puts a smile on Patriot fans' face. They're like, okay, all right, that's good. We owe that young man a collective apology.
Yeah, we should have. This is what a lot of sports fans and even some media members, they don't. It's almost like the Cam Newton thing. You're looking for a story. You're looking for an angle. You're looking for a way to get clicks, as opposed to just looking at the games. Watch the game. Watch the film. If you want to know if Jordan's better than LeBron, go back and watch 1988 Jordan games on YouTube, and the answer is right there in front of you.
Not highlights.
No, just watch a full game. Just pick any playoff game you want, any one of them. That's how great he was. You pick any random game, and you get your answer. Will Campbell, just turn on any LSU game from last year against the mighty SEC and watch him dominate guys that are in the NFL right now. Watch him dominate, and I think he only allowed his quarterback to get touched, once? And at LSU, when a guy's that dominant in that kind of conference, that for that long and that many snaps, yeah, he's good. I don't care about the arm length. Look at the film. He's good. Yep, just watch. No, go back and watch. If you're unsure about Travion Henderson's explosive play, just go back and watch any Ohio State game from last year. Oh, no, you see it.
Right.
National championship. Didn't he break off like a screen run for like 70 yards and broke the game open? The highlights are there. Justin Jefferson, go watch LSU. Jamar Chase, go watch LSU. Yeah, they were there. The highlights were there. And yes, some guys have big plays. Kyle Williams, if you weren't sure what he can do, there's tape. It's like Cam Newton said, go watch the tape and you get an understanding. And I think we nitpick, we try and find a negative, and we dig too deep into the weeds, and we just come up with an excuse of why this guy is great and this one isn't. And that's what we do.
And we don't respect college sports up here. Let's just be honest.
That's huge.
You don't respect college sports, and then when it's time to talk about it, dig into it, and it becomes important in order for our teams to be successful, instead of just admitting that, we come up with all this other stuff.
And we try and find a negative because it's like, well, there's no bad film. Well, he can't be a top. Well, what is wrong with him? It's like, well, he's got short arms. And that became.
Listening to Leroy and Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
Tip off it.
619-0985 is the Leroy and Cerrone Show, 985 the Sports Hub. Cerrone, I'm going to read a few names. Not all the names, but just a few names. You got Drew Brees, let's see, Larry Fitzgerald, Frank Gore, Torrey Holt, Luke Kuechly, Eli Manning, T. Sizzle, Terrell Suggs, Adam Vinatieri, Reggie Wayne, Jason Witten. There's more. But within that, and what that is, that was the list of
Witten. Sorry. Jason
15
Witten.
players announced as finalists for the Hall of Fame class of 2026. I know that you are extremely passionate about this. Cerrone, you could comment on those names in the entire list if you want, but there's one player, a former New England Patriot, who helped bring Super Bowl championships here to New England, who's not on that list. And his name is Rodney Harrison. Cerrone, this is the court. I'm going to fall back and let you have your opening statement on why Rodney Harrison is being disrespected and should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
He's being disrespected because he's a Patriot, and he's being punished for the Patriots' success and the accusations of the team during that time. And his own, he was considered a dirty player and all those other things. But they hold that dirty player thing against him, but will show highlights of the 70s Steelers punching people in the mouth and praise them for their dirty play. They literally will, he used to take a guy's helmet off and beat his teammates with it. Yeah. They're like, Rodney, it was a late hit. He shouldn't be in the hall. It's like, whatever, man. But here's the deal. Troy Polamalu's in the Hall of Fame, right?
Mm-hmm.
Troy Polamalu has 780 tackles. It's good stuff. That's good stuff. It's Hall of Fame stuff. It's got a couple Super Bowls, too. I think actually it might have one. He has two. It's 786 tackles, right? Mm-hmm. Rodney Harrison has 1,206. 1,206.
That's crazy.
To Troy Polamalu, 786. There's two players in the history of football, that have over 30 sacks and 30 interceptions. There's only two defenders in the history of the game. One of them is Ray Lewis. The other's Rodney Harrison. He's a safety that has 30-plus sacks. People, if you look at a defense and you put film up or a picture of a defense, what defender is the furthest away from the quarterback?
The safety.
The safety. He has over 30 sacks. 30. Oh, and he also has over 30 interceptions.
I'm looking
as a strong safety.
I'm looking at Darren Woodson, who's a finalist.
Go ahead. Run him off, Leroy.
He got 11 sacks.
Oh,
and he has 23 interceptions. And as far as tackles,
how many tackles he has? Combination tackles, total tackles.
864.
He's 400 short. He's 400 tackles short. He has less interceptions, less sacks, not even close. But because he played for the lovable Cowboys of the 90s, they feel they got to put everybody in. Whoever was a part of that Cowboy dynasty, the Niners dynasty, or the Steelers dynasty, we're just going to put all those guys in. If you're on a team that dominated the NFL and lost once a month for about 8 years straight, nope, I don't know. We got to think about it. Adam Vinatieri, the greatest kicker of all time. I don't know. Robert Kraft, Bill Belichick. Should we put him in at the same time? What? They're the most dominant franchise in modern sports of any sport. It's not even close. It's no debate. And Rodney Harrison was one of the better players of that whole thing. And I think he's one of the keys that it turned it into a dynasty instead of being a one-hit wonder.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And we used to put Hall of Famers in based on winning. You won Super Bowls. That was your criteria. You're in. You're in. You look at guys like Brian Dawkins. It's like, man, look at his intro when he came in the field. He wasn't Rodney Harrison. He had a great introduction. He looked like Wolverine. He had some crazy wild tackles. He was a liability in the pass game. He was a good hitter, though. He was a big hitter. He had a deep voice. He had a lot of cool sayings and a weird neck. Look all roided out. But he was not better than Rodney Harrison, but because of his popularity, we put him in. And I know I might be on an island when I say this. The only safety, free or strong, that was better than him during that era was Ed Reed. That's it. There was no other safety that was as versatile as Rodney Harrison. I can cover your tight end. I'm going to take him away. Watch this combination. Watch this defense we play on Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison. Watch me play corner and put Ty Law at safety and watch me make a play. Watch me pick off, make plays, make interceptions on Manning. Watch me pick off Roethlisberger to go to Super Bowl. Watch me make plays in Super Bowls. Watch me pick off McNabb. He's got all the big plays. He's got the resume. He's got the championships. Brian Dawkins never won. He ain't never won a championship, and they got him in. But it's not fair. Rodney Harrison should have been in the Hall of Fame. He's got first ballot Hall of Fame numbers, and he was. I know he didn't have the popular vote. He wasn't popular with the fan, or he didn't make enough Pro Bowls. Yeah, because you making your popular votes. You're putting in multiple votes for the hot, sexy names. But on the field, Rodney Harrison was a first ballot Hall of Fame player. The results were shown on the field. And the only one better, like I say, was Ed Reed, was the only safety, free and strong, better than Rodney Harrison during that time. And no way you're keeping out a guy that has 1,200 sacks, over 30 interceptions. 1,200 tackles, 30 interceptions, 30 sacks, and keeping him out of the Hall. Plus multiple Super Bowls and All-Pro. Yeah. And you keeping this man out of the Hall of Fame. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, 617-779-0985. Cerrone, how do you feel about Luke Kuechly? I mean, BC's own. He played from 2012 to 2019 for the Panthers, and he's a finalist. He's up there.
He was the best at his position at the time. His time is played. I mean, did he play long enough?
That's the question.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the thing with him. He doesn't have the career stats or the career numbers, but the concussions and all that stuff kept him from that. But I will say this: being healthy and being available is a skill. He wasn't there. He wasn't there long enough. And he didn't win the Super Bowl. You see what I'm saying? He didn't have something that says, well, then is that I think winning is the big boost. Excuse me. Because Terrell Davis didn't have a Hall of Fame career, but he had 2 Super Bowls. He led his team to 2 Super Bowls. And that was enough to put people in. Eli Manning is a turnover machine. He just threw another interception. But he's going to get a chance because he beat Tom Brady twice. That's the only reason you're putting him in over Phillip Rivers or Ben Roethlisberger or some other guys, because he won the Super Bowls and he beat Tom Brady.
So why did you giggle at Jason Witten? I'm just curious.
What did he win?
I know he didn't win anything, but he was available. That guy was available.
He was there, but he never was an impact player. You never went in and said, man, we got to stop Jason. We know you didn't. They were never good. He never made an impact. He literally, Jason Witten, what is he, like 3rd, 4th all time for catches for tight ends or something? He's got the numbers. He's got the longevity. But for his whole career, he was this year Travis Kelce. He would go 8 yards and turn around and fall over and over again. When the Cowboys were down 30, he would just get 10 catches on the last drive. He never was an impact. He had no impact. Rodney Harrison changed games. He impacts Super Bowls. He impacted playoff games. He made Hall of Fame quarterbacks look bad. He did it repeatedly. He was an elite player. He was a dominant player. He was dominant against the run. He was dominant against the pass. And he was a guy you game planned for and impacted the game. Like I said, better than any other safety outside of Ed Reed. Ed Reed just took, to me, he's the greatest safety of all time. He took the field away from everything. Rodney Harrison, the dude had 30 sacks. He's a safety with 30 plus. Some of your best defensive ends ain't got 30 sacks yet. This man's had 30 sacks. Dominant player. But the dirty reputation, I think, is holding him back.
It's holding him back. Before we go to break, let's go to Rick in New Hampshire. Rick.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up?
Good. Yeah, you guys keep talking about, the Hall of Fame and stuff like that. Rodney Harrison was actually labeled as a headhunter, but the Patriots are also labeled as cheaters, too. So you can talk about 20 years all you want, but you got to look back at all the spy gates and all that other stuff, too.
Appreciate it, Rick. Cerrone. Don't even respond. Just hold it.
No, I got it. No, okay, go to break.
We got to go to break. When we get
tuned for more from Leroy and Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
This is Sean.
They call in and they said that Rodney Harrison's Pro Football Hall of Fame chances suffer. This is basically what they were saying. I'm not quoting, but Rodney Harrison's Pro Football Hall of Fame chances suffer because he's labeled as a headhunter and he was a part of a cheating organization in the Patriots. I know you were itching to get back at him. Now's your chance.
Well, okay, let's go ahead. Let's start with headhunters and cheating. The 70 Steelers have a book out where they all brag about using steroids. The entire team said the team doctor was giving them all steroids in the 70s. Bradshaw laughs about it. The whole team is in the Hall of Fame. They were all headhunters and they were dirty players and they were all roided out. That's the 70 Steelers. You had the Broncos of the 90s Mark Slurth openly laughed about how the offensive line and the running backs used to sit in the locker room and spray each other with Pam butter spray. So the defenders weren't able to grab hold of them when they were running, and they would use double-sided tape on their pads so they'd have no slack on their jerseys while being covered in Pam butter spray to allow them to, the offensive line to be slick. You can't get their hands on them. And their running backs, such as Terrell Davis, to run freely and guys just slip off of them. We're not going to bring all the teams that use stick 'em. The Raiders teams, all their Hall of Famers use a lot of stick 'em. They had some famous headhunters, Jack Tatum being one of them, who legit would take people's helmets off. And he's put numerous guys in the hospital. They're in the Hall of Fame. Also, the Broncos in the 90s. They were busted and fined multiple draft picks and $2 million because they had a fudged salary cap that allowed them to keep Terrell Davis and John Elway, and it helped them win 2 Super Bowls. They were fined 2 second-round draft picks and $2 million for cheating. That's another team that was caught for that. But as far as the Patriots, he shouldn't get in the Hall of Fame because the Patriots were known for cheaters back then. So we're not putting Tom Brady in. Randy Moss is already in the Hall of Fame. He was there on that 2007 team. Ty Law played for the Patriots. He's in the Hall of Fame. Richard Seymour was there in 2007. We're gonna strip him from the Hall of Fame too because he was there during the scandal. Adam Vinatieri is a finalist. He played for Belichick and the Patriots. Was he cheating when he was kicking field goals in blizzards? I mean, what are we doing here? So they were known as cheaters. But head coach of the Dallas Cowboys at the time, Jimmy Johnson.
Oh, yeah. I remember this.
He openly talks about his first job in the NFL was sitting in trees recording practices.
I know. He said it during that time, too, during the whole Spygate thing. I remember that.
He said right there, oh, yeah, my first job. The Kansas City Chiefs hired me to sit in the tree and record other teams' practices. It was common practice. And the reason they put the memo out was because everybody was doing it. That's what led to the whole thing. It's just cheaters up and down the NFL. The footballs in the locker room. You had Aaron Rodgers was like, oh, like mine's overinflated. We did it all the time. You had the teams, Peyton Manning and the Colts of the 2000s when they were dominant. They got caught pumping in sound to make it loud on third down. But we're going to hold this against the Patriots. Why? Because they won? Because they end up winning games? No, we're not going to hold it against the Patriots. We're going to hold it all against Rodney Harrison. That's the one guy. We're going to put Bill in the Hall of Fame, Robert Kraft in the Hall, Vinatieri, Tom Brady, Richard Seymour, Ty Law, Curtis Martin was a Patriot as well, got in the Hall of Fame. We're going to put all these guys in. But no, we're going to hold the cheating against Rodney because he was a dirty hitter, unlike the 70s Steelers and the 90s Steelers and the 90s Cowboys. Charles Haley wasn't dirty? Are you serious? Lawrence Taylor wasn't dirty, who was openly admitted he violated every single drug policy in the NFL during his run, openly played high, but we're going to hold all this against Rodney Harrison. That's what, they cheated. No. He cheated. He's the reason why. Okay, I see what we're doing here. Stop it with the hypocrisy. The man's a Hall of Fame player and belongs in. Real quick, I got one more. Ray Lewis. He was accused of using all kinds of stuff to come back from his torn bicep. He tore the bicep in like October and played in the Super Bowl, but he was accused of using all kinds of products to help himself get back into HGH, deer antler spray, and numerous other things. But we're going to hold that all against Rodney Harrison. Okay.
Deer antler spray.
Man, that was the whole thing. He was using it because it was an illegal substance at the time, and it was like, supposed to produce muscle growth or something like that. Rodney, Ray was doing it all. He was doing it all and got back. But we gonna hold that against the Patriots because they won too much. But come on, man, let's stop it there.
Oh my God.
Stop it.
617-779-0985.
Pam butter spray. Spraying running backs with Pam butter spray on the sidelines so they can slip out of tackles. But we're going to hold Rodney Harrison against him because a camera was placed within 5 feet from where it's supposed to be.
I think we got somebody on the line who has your back. And you are preaching. You are telling the truth. Let's go to Greg and Lincoln. Greg.
Hey guys, I love this. This is like iconic for Patriots fans. I will add on to your comment that there's a great website called Your Team Cheats. It's either .com or .org, and it makes the same point. It says every single team cheats. some cheat more than others, and the Patriots cheat less than average. So I just wanted to add that. And by the way, anyone who watched the Patriots for 20 years, Bill Belichick, the way he managed the last 2 minutes of the game, and Brady for that matter, and then you watched other teams absolutely poop their pants in the last 2 minutes of the game. They were incapable of managing that part of the game. That just shows you that we're just better at it than everyone else.
Appreciate it, Greg. Greg makes a great point.
Simple.
Cerrone, I know you do this, and I do this from time to time.
Cam Newton put a football in the microwave on the sidelines.
Yeah, he sure did. I'll go back and whether it's on TV or I go look it up on YouTube, I'll watch old games of many sports. And a lot of the times it really does come down to the last few minutes. And not so much the X's and O's, mental mistakes. People
offsides.
Oh my, it's
delay a game.
And you forget about it because you only remember the big moments or whatever in games. But there's a lot of just about every game. You go back and watch. And if it's a tight game, and it's like the team that loses, they just cramp up and make mental mistakes. It's unbelievable.
Or the other team makes an incredible play.
Yeah.
The Patriots lost 2 Super Bowls to the Giants because the helmet catch and the Mario Manningham catch on the sidelines.
Yeah.
2 remarkable catches.
Right.
Keep the Patriots from having 8 Super Bowls and puts Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame.
Listen, we got
2 plays. That's it. 2 catches in 2 separate games.
Before we take a break, let's go to Phil in Quincy. Phil.
Hey, I'm sorry. I don't know what your name is. I just turned on the radio and
Leroy
heard you speaking of Leroy.
And Cerrone.
Yes, you're preaching to the choir.
That was Cerrone.
Okay, sorry. Cerrone.
Yep.
My son wears number 37 in honor of Rodney.
Wow.
If that guy doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame, I don't know who does.
Appreciate it, Phil. Let's go to Bob and Bill Ricka. Bob?
Hey, guys.
What's up?
It absolutely belongs in.
Mm-hmm.
That caller a couple minutes ago that said he doesn't belong in because this, that, and the other thing, he hits too hard. Come on, man.
Appreciate it, Bob. We got to take a quick break when we get back.
A headhunter. He's a safety.
More of your calls. We got the entertainment report. You got your Sports Hub headlines and so much.
From the Telefair Tiger Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. The flagship station of the Patriots, Bruins, the Celtics, WBCFM and HD Boston 98.5, the Sports Hub. Leslie Media Group station celebrating 65 years of broadcasting. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, so we're starting off with hockey as Finland upset the 2-time defending champs Team USA in the World Junior Hockey quarterfinals 4-3. Bruins, Jeremy Swayman and Charlie McAvoy have been named to Team USA for the Olympics. Men's college basketball, and yes, I'm going to talk about number 10 BYU taking on Kansas State because Brockton's own AJ DeBonsa has been putting on the show and leading the way for BYU. BYU beat Kansas State today, 83-73. You got Boston College taking on Georgia Tech. Boston College is up 46-44 with about 7.5 minutes left in the second half. The Bruins and Canucks goes down tonight at 10. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers will bring you all the action starting at 9:30 right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Celtics Clippers at 10:30. Cedric Maxwell and Sean Grandy have got you covered starting at 10 on our sister station, 105.7 WROR. In the NFL, Panthers, Bucks at 4:30. Seattle 49ers at 8, and tomorrow, of course, 4:25, Pats Dolphins to close out the regular season. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Revise. Feeling drafts in your house and struggling to stay warm this winter? Call Revise, a mass save partner. They offer no-cost energy assessments and 75 to 100% off insulation. Call 800-885-SAVE or visit callrevise.com today. I'm Leroy Irvin. Leroy and Cerrone will be right back.
No matter where you go, you're always connected to Boston sports with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app. Download it wherever you get your apps today. 2 local guys, lots of local sports talk. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports.
7790985 is the number. We got a lot more to talk about. We got about an hour left. But right now, it is time for the entertainment report. All right, let me get myself together. All right, here we go. Looks like 73-year-old Bill Belichick's girlfriend, 24-year-old Jordan. No, wait. Now, how does she want her name pronounced? She doesn't want it. Jordan Hudson. Looks like she couldn't care less about what the world thinks about their relationship. She reshared a post Cerrone on social media of them clinging glasses from last year, and part of the caption reads, "Keep swinging, keyboard warriors. Your illusion of righteousness only fuels my authenticity." Why do you say she cares, Cerrone?
Because she put that post up. People who don't care don't post to social media. They don't care.
You got a point.
People who don't care. She absolutely cares. And the video of her caring and trying to control the documentaries and every little thing. She's standing on the sidelines with him because she cares. She absolutely cares. And you can't tell me anybody who's under 25 years old don't care about what people say on social media. That's all they know.
Got a point. We're going to talk about this next guy right after the entertainment report. But shout outs to Jaylen Brown for being unapologetic and living life. He linked up with singer-songwriter Victoria Monet to do some salsa dancing. And yes, there's video. Cerrone, if I had some good money to bet, I would bet that JB ends up on Dancing with the Stars within the next 5 years or so.
No, that means your career's over. That's career suicide. Don't do that. That means it's over with.
They don't do it like during, I don't know, after the NBA finals.
Man, that's why they got like Emmitt Smith and Terrell Owens on there. They get guys that have long gone. If JB's on Dancing with the Stars, that means something went really wrong.
Oh, okay, I take that back. I'm not going to put that in the atmosphere. JB, you're going to be all right. Cerrone, we talked about this weeks ago, but everything from PCs to gaming consoles, smart TVs, and even your phone is about to get crazy expensive because of AI. Yep. Data centers that power AI are in need of RAM. Now, if you don't know what RAM is, RAM stands for Random Access Memory. It is basically a computer's high-speed short-term memory. I know that's a lot, but we all need it when it comes to our electronics. Well, the demand for it by these AI companies is so high that everyone else is going to suffer. You might not think it's serious now, but trust me, if it keeps going the way it's going, Jeff, I feel like you got something to say.
I just got a new gaming PC, and I think I spent more on the RAM than I did the actual video card, and the video card was like $600.
Well, now you know why.
I knew what was going on. It's crazy, but man, this machine flies though. I love it.
Wow, let's keep it moving. Go ahead.
I was about to say, people are going to really realize when they make the new Xbox and the new PlayStation was supposed to be mirrored to PCs, and when they cost over $1,000, the common person is going to realize
I'm not getting it.
It's going to hit them then.
I'm not getting it. I'm
got it, Leroy. You got it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You got it. Go on and get one. Give me one too. Why? Yeah. I know you got one. I know you come. Stop. Try to be like you when I grow up.
I wish. My God, don't get me started. You almost got me fired. Anyways, moving on. Check this out. This is crazy. An electric violinist named Brian King Joseph is suing Will Smith and his company, Trey Ball Studios Management, for wrongful termination, retaliation, and sexual harassment. I would say we are a PG. No, we're a PG rated show. So I'm not going to go into the details, but you heard the name, Will Smith. If you want to know more, go look it up. It gets a little freaky.
And he was what was this guy's title?
He's a violinist.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
Yeah. Like plays the violin. Anyways, and to wrap this up, episode 8 of season 5, the final season of Stranger Things, dropped New Year's Eve. Cerrone, come on now, we got to talk about it. First, a lot of people, I've seen way too many people complaining. I've been able to, what's the whole thing about disbelief?
Suspend disbelief.
Yes, suspend.
That's deep. That's big
what
words.
I've been able to do that and just enjoy it for what it was. I enjoyed myself. I really, really did.
I tell you what, when that Purple Rain hit,
oh man, yeah,
that Purple Rain hit, I said this is the greatest show of all time.
Yeah.
That Purple Rain, when I went across
theaters, the man in front of me was bawling.
Oh,
when
you
that
saw
hit,
it in
and I was tearing up too.
Oh, Cerrone, did you
that
go to
Purple
theaters?
Rain hit? People had to look away. I was looking around at my kids, and everybody had to look away, had their head down, towel blankets over their head. That was great production to put that song in that particular moment, and they started showing the man.
Yeah, I was shocked.
I don't care about spoilers. You want to see it, you saw it by now. When they went to the flashbacks and they played Purple Rain, that was it.
Yeah.
That put it over.
Did you go to the movie theaters or you stayed at home?
Man, it was sold out.
What?
It was for all those talking big trash. No one cares. The show is stupid. Yada yada. It's the worst season of all time. The only seats that were available, it was only playing in like 5 theaters in the entire central part of North Carolina. It was sold out all night up until like the 11 o'clock shows, only because that was New Year's Eve. So people didn't want to miss the ball drop. All the 8 o'clock shows were all sold out. 8:15, 8:05, 8:30, all sold out. And the only seats available were the seats next to the handicap spots. It was like one individual seat. It was sold out everywhere. Major hit for Netflix.
When sitting there and watching it with the First Lady, there were certain moments where we looked at each other and was like, yeah, we should have went to the movies to see this. I enjoyed myself. Yes, there are holes in the plot, and you can complain and say what happened to this. Yeah, the writing might have not been that great and whatever. At the
Nobody
end of the
watched
day,
Stranger Things for writing and acting.
it was entertaining, and I'm going to miss it. When them credits, I'm like, I don't care if they do spinoffs or whatever. That's great. It's not going to feel the same.
They killed the 2 by playing heroes at the end. That's what made a tear come down my face.
Man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, buddy. Even the end with the illustrations as it was going off. The credits was just illustrations of the children when they were little. Man, look.
When they put the
chim's quivering.
When they put the notebooks or whatever away when they was in the basement.
Yeah, they closed it.
I said, man, and when the other group of kids
kids came down the stairs.
No. When they were on the rooftop and they were just talking, and it was like, for me, I'm watching it and I'm like, yeah, we've all had that moment where you're like, yo, your childhood is over. It's
gone.
You're moving.
And everybody went their
adulthood.
own separate ways.
Yep.
And when are we gonna come back together?
It ain't gonna be the same. You talk a good talk. Yeah, we'll get back together. And deep in your heart, you're like, nah.
I thought you were talking about when he leaves to go upstairs.
Yeah, that was tough too.
And the kids come down to finish the game.
Yep.
And you like, dang, that's it.
Right up there with Toy Story. Remember when
Oh yeah.
Jeff just threw his hands. Jeff, don't cry.
Yo, I went with my daughter was way young when that came out, man. Oh boy, that was tough.
That scene when he went on to college and
they almost kill the toys like 20 minutes earlier, and
which
then you
was
get
tough too. I'm sitting there
torn
like,
out again.
Did I ever tell you guys how I remember the day I stopped playing with toys?
Man,
I was in my drawers.
Hopefully you were still a kid.
I was still, I was 18. I was
24. Just pay my rent.
Nah, man, I was a kid. I was in my drawers. I was probably maybe like 10 or 11. And I'm in front of I was in the doorway of my room, and I was getting all my toys together to have a war. Come on now. Y'all know about having your...
Of course.
And something in me said, man, get off the floor. You're too old for this. And the switch for playing with toys, it just went off. And I got up, and it felt like in slow motion. And then I just got up, and it was like a sad moment. But I was like, yeah, I'm done playing with toys like this.
Man, I think everybody can remember that moment if you really think back. For me, I got a bunch of Ninja Turtles for Christmas. Mm-hmm. I got all of this is when they were really, really popular. 91, 90, somewhere around there. Got a bunch of Ninja Turtles for Christmas, played those, and then I got that last big gift, the last thing you opened, and it was Sega Genesis and Streets of Rage. Guess which one I kept playing with?
Oh, yeah, Sega Genesis, Streets of Rage.
The Genesis, Streets of Rage, was the Ultra Beast.
Yep.
That was it. That was the end of the Ninja Turtles for me.
Wow. Well, that's your entertainment report. That was fun. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, Jaylen Brown expressing himself. You know, we encourage people to express themselves, but somehow, some way, Jaylen Brown expressing himself has ticked off Cerrone.
Irvin and Cerrone battle on the way on the Sports Hub.
Tune in to the BetMGM Celtics Radio Network. BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Download the app today and discover the new look same-game parlay product. Live bet tracking, parlay.
What's so funny, Cerrone? Is it taking you someplace?
Yeah, it's taking me back to it. I remembered how much I hated this song and him. That dude wanted to be Stevie Wonder so bad it was burning him up. He did everything with weird dark shades and braids. He was like,
that's cold-blooded, Cerrone.
No, that song was.
Oh, my God. 617-779.
He sounds just like Stevie.
0985 is the number. Real quick before we talk about Jaylen Brown. Earlier, we played the audio of Cam Newton talking about Drake May being a game manager.
Mm-hmm. A game manager.
Good old Asante Samuel has spoken. Asante Samuel said via Twitter, Cam Newton wasn't a game changer. He was just a big guy that can run the ball. Not much talent in that.
He's right. He was Derrick Henry. He was Derrick Henry playing quarterback. Cam Newton's one. Look it. You can disagree with me all you want. I don't care. I'm used to it. Cam Newton's one of the most overrated quarterbacks of all time.
Snap.
He's one of the most overrated players of all time. And yet they talked to him like he was him, like he was Steve Young. Like, yo,
that MVP and the Super Bowl appearance. I think
he was a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
That's what he was. So he wasn't good before that, and wasn't good. Yo, think of Cam Newton only made the Pro Bowl twice. Think about that. Think about that for a minute. He only made the Pro Bowl twice. And I think they both happened in the first 5 years of his career, something like that.
So he was the Glenn Lewis of NFL quarterbacks.
Exactly. They thought he was Stevie Wonder. He was just Jameis Winston with shoulders. Like, yo, he came to the Patriots and was like, yo, this dude really has 8 yards in the fourth quarter. Like he had games where he struggled to reach 100 yards passing. Yo, he had 8 passing touchdowns for the season, and 3 of them came in week 17. Yo, it's Cam Newton, and yet he be up there talking like, yo, you were just a 7-foot tall Tebow dude that people liked, and you just throw yourself at the goal line and got a lot of rushing touchdowns or whatever. But anything outside 3rd and 5, you were toast. Like, how can you criticize anybody? I understand you've played the game. You're a professional. I get that. You know more than 99.9% of the average fans. But, dude, come on now. Come on, Cam. Stop.
617.
And it's ridiculous.
779-0985. Folks are calling in their topics, things that they want to talk about. It's all over the place. That's absolutely fine, so feel free. But right now, we want to talk about Jaylen Brown. Jeff, if you would, could you play the clip of Jaylen Brown while he was streaming?
No disrespect, no diss to none of those guys, Shea or Brunson. Neither one of them had a better month than I had.
That's Jaylen Brown in response to not winning the Eastern Conference Player of the Month. Cerrone, I feel as though he's absolutely right. Here you are, you got a guy who ends up tying the great Larry Bird's franchise record, 30-plus points in consecutive games. I believe it was at 9. The man has the team. He's leading the Celtics. Leading. I'm not taking anything away from the rest of his teammates, but he's leading the Celtics, and they are only, as of now, I believe, 3.5 games out of first place in the Eastern Conference. He's been balling. He's been putting on a show. Yeah, I feel him. But what I did not expect was to send this story this morning to you and for you, Cerrone Battle, to say what?
It's like, come on. Listen, you leave the begging for awards to us. You leave it to us. You leave it to fans. You leave it to Celtics fans. You leave it to media members, radio personalities, weekend radio personalities. You leave it to us. You don't need to go on a podcast and publicly beg for Player of the Month. What are we doing? I understand you want recognition.
Yeah.
From who, though? Who do you want to show? Like, You don't need to just keep. I understand you feel disrespected. You feel you should get Player of the Month.
Right.
You don't have to openly beg for Player of the Month awards.
See, I don't see it as begging.
Yes, he is. They disrespect hating me.
I totally disagree. And the reason why is because, all right, I get it. There's this thing, there's humility, and it's time for all that and everything. But when you're putting in work and you're not getting the recognition that you deserve, I'm sorry, there comes a time where you got to speak up and be like, wait a minute now, hold up. I've been quiet long enough. The disrespect has been going on long enough. I've been sitting here putting up 30 points plus a game. I tie the franchise record of Larry Legend.
That's your franchise.
But still, it's like, and you mean to tell me, and the team is doing really, really good. Same way we're saying that we didn't expect for the Patriots to be this good.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us did not expect the Celtics at this point to be just 3.5 games out of first place in the Eastern Conference. My whole point, though, is enough with the humility, enough with the whole like being quiet and just staying to yourself and just, whatever happens, happens. Sometimes, I'm not saying all the time. Sometimes, though, and I'm learning this myself, you got to say, wait a minute. No, I put in too much work. I do too much for you to sit there and play with me in my face like that. I deserved it. No disrespect to those guys, but I had a better month than them. That's how I feel about it.
It's Player of the Month, not MVP.
Hey, I want it all.
It's Player of the Month.
I could be Player of the Day. If I deserve it, I want it. If it's Player of the Week.
Player of the Month. Come on, what are we doing?
I want it.
I wanted this vocal stuff from him and Tatum when they got treated the way they did when it came to the Olympics.
Yep.
When it comes to MVP, when it comes to All NBA, the season's over with. We've played our games. Let's roll the tape. Let's look at the numbers. Let's crunch the numbers. Where do we rank? Speak up. Okay, I got it. You call because you want to play. I've been good for a month.
But I think that's
you publicly asking for that.
I think that's what it is. You like the Olympics and all this stuff and postseason awards and all that. Yeah, they played the whole humble role. Oh, everything, it's okay. We just gonna go and do what we got.
Point to the scoreboard. Point to the scoreboard. Point to that banner. See that? Champion. I don't care. You can keep that. Champion. I'm a champ. That's it.
Yep.
Hopefully the fans will vote him in as an all-star, and he's gonna make it. He's gonna be an all-star. But hopefully the fans, we do our part and make sure he's first, a starter, an all-star starter.
Right.
We do our part. But I don't like any athlete currently playing in their league on podcasts talking about the league and the players that they're dealing with right now. I think it's all corny. But to be begging for, okay, I'm not going to say voicing his concern about not getting Player of the Month. Okay, if they give it to you for January, everybody's going to say the only reason they gave it to him because you begged for it last month. You see what I'm saying? It just keeps it going. Point to the scoreboard, point to the standings, smile and keep moving. Like, you know what? It's all right. You continue to hate me from over there. I'm going to keep winning games. I'm going to make the playoffs. We're going to make our run. I'm going to try and get another banner up there. And when my boy get back, who y'all been disrespecting from day one, we gonna try and get another one.
But see,
and then you're going to have no choice but to give us our respect. You're going to have to take it. And real quick, the Golden State Warriors went through this. Steph Curry went through this. Klay Thompson went through this. You ain't this, you ain't that. They had several championships, and they were like, yeah, so what? You ain't get that because only reason you got those extra ones because KD was there. KD leave. They went and won the fourth one without KD. And and after all that, after 4 championships, they finally said, yep, you know what, Steph, you got that. Yep, Klay, you got that. Yep, Steve Kerr, you're a good coach. Draymond, you're still trash, but you got that. They eventually had to give them their credit and respect. They're not going to give JB and Jason Tatum the social media respect because they're not the attractive, sexy player. The Aunt Ed with the Aunt, flying through the air and Luka and LeBron. They're always going to praise. They're going to praise Kyrie even though he's got a walking boot on before they praise Tatum and Jaylen Brown because they're popular amongst social media and amongst everybody else. You're never going to change people's opinion when it comes to that. So don't go out there.
Well, I guess it's not about changing people's opinions. More so like, hey, y'all can do what y'all want, but I'm going to speak up and let you know what the real deal is. If you're not going to give me the award, that's fine. but I know that I put in the work and I play better than these guys for the month. I'm going to speak from a personal experience. For far too long in my life, I've been kind of, quiet, passive about the things that I do or that I work on or that I've accomplished. And to be honest, Cerrone, a lot of people take advantage of that or tried to take advantage of that. And I would let things slide. I'm a peaceful guy, humility and all that. But there comes a time, and I think Jaylen Brown's at that point. Nah, I'm putting in way too much work for you guys to play in my face like that and ignore me like that. Fine, you don't want to give me the award. That's cool, but I'm going to make noise and let it be known. There's no way that those two guys did better than I did in this month. And I hopefully that mindset, I'm not saying that it's going to change anything as far as awards, but it lets people know, you're not going to play in my face like it lets the league know you're not going to play in my face like that anymore. I have the opportunity. I have the platform to speak up for myself, and I'm not going to be like these other players. I'm not going to be quiet and play humble. I'm going to speak up when it's time and let people know I earned that even though I didn't get it.
Well, I was going to make a point, but it might come off as controversial. It's fun. This is radio. This is fun. Couldn't he have been vocal about him stealing a MVP for the finals away from the guy who led the team in every category? Tatum was humble. He got that. Yeah, but he didn't say anything.
I think that's different because you add in the team dynamic. Now you don't want to be part of causing issues amongst the team.
I got that. But Tatum didn't say anything. He didn't say no one from his camp. There was no tweets leaked. We won the championship. I pointed to the scoreboard, and I was at the Rolling Rally, and I got to hold up that trophy.
Right.
But you've won awards where the other guy was better. You've got in positions, all-star, where the other guy might have been better. You won a dunk contest where the other guy might have been better.
Yep.
You've benefited on the other end. You were the highest paid player in the NBA when the other guys were better. Don't do this with player of the month. The player of the month, you're about to be, he should be first team all NBA. No doubt. He should be all defense. First team. No doubt. I think he's when I ever say, well, he's healthy. Health is the biggest part. I think he's the most complete two guard in the NBA on both ends of the floor. Because all these other guys can score. They don't play a lick of defense. Jaylen Brown is elite on both ends. He should be first team all defense, first team all NBA. He should be a starting on the all-star team. And he should get full recognition for what he's done this season because he's doing way more than anybody ever would imagine outside of himself. He believed in himself. Jaylen Brown has lit it up this year, and this team is there because of him. But I'm not going to put this fight in for player of the month. I'm okay. You know what? I'm going to do it again in January and February. Keep disrespecting, and we're going to keep winning games, and we're going to hoist the trophies at the end. But he's benefited numerous times because of name popularity in Jersey over guys who were more deserving of certain awards and certain accolades in parts of the season. But I don't think this was the hill to die on, player of the month. Come on now.
617-779-0985. We got to take a break. When we get back, we apologize to Will Campbell on behalf of Patriot Nation and someone else here in Boston when it comes to sports. I think we owe them an apology too. Find out who that is. Hear the apology and why and so much more right here. Leroy and Cerrone.
You're listening to Leroy and Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
Want the lowest price on name brand tires? Town Fair Tire beats all the competition.
superpower.
I heard you doing the reads in that voice at the end.
Just having fun with it.
I caught that.
What were we talking about? We were talking about awards, especially in the NBA. And lo and behold, Joe Mazzulla, coach of the Celtics, he was named the Eastern Conference Coach of the Month for December. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because somebody on the Leroy and Cerrone show, not named Leroy, said that
Jeff,
they feel like an apology is due to Joe Mazzulla from them. Cerrone, what's going on? Explain. Why do you feel like you need to apologize to Joe?
I got to
Mazzulla?
apologize. I thought this team would be. I thought they'd be top 4 in the Eastern Conference. Mm-hmm. I thought they could be top 4 without Jason Tatum, but I thought that was assuming that the Eastern Conference, the top Eastern Conference, would be down a little bit. I expect Detroit to be where they're at. The Knicks are still where they're at. And the Celtics are right there at 3. But the way they've done it was unexpected. Look, I've been hard on Mazzulla. I don't like the 3 ball and all that stuff. But he has got his guys to hoop. He has got his guys to ball. He's getting everything out of everybody he puts on the court. Everybody's playing hard. They're probably the best defensive team in the NBA, strictly on effort alone. They get out there, they hustle, they play for him. They're winning basketball games. They're winning games late. The roles are kind of getting defined. Jordan Walsh and Minot and Gonzalez, the way these guys have stepped up when Hauser's been stretches where he's been off. Or Peyton Pritchard's been off. Or when Derek White and Pritchard were off for the first month of the season. He's gotten the best out of these guys. I want to see more out of Simons, but I got to give Mazzulla credit for turning this thing. I want to say turning it around. Keeping them where they've been the last few years. Near the top of the conference. Playing good ball. Playing good team ball. And just, he's been making good decision making. And he's been better than I thought he would be without all his key pieces. And I mentioned this to you in the message. They're so good now. Nobody would probably trade anybody off this team for Porzingis, Al Horford, and Drew Holiday. Would you do it right now? Would you add, get rid of it? You wouldn't do it.
No, and the funny part is that they recently played Portland. Drew he didn't play.
He wasn't there. He ain't played. He played the first few weeks, and I think that's it.
I saw Al come back for the Golden State recently. So, and then Porzingis, who, my God,
sick
real,
again.
Yeah, pray for him. I'm dead serious. I don't know. Yeah. Nobody really knows exactly what's going on for him. But from a basketball standpoint, no. Sorry. You're right. Yeah. All 3 of them, I'm not really thinking about at all.
No, and you thought, how they going to go on without those guys? Mm-hmm. And then you throw Tatum in. It's like, it's going to be a struggle. But I thought they would hold on enough and still be decent because I thought the Eastern Conference would be down. But it's not really. It's not really down like that. And they stayed near the top with these new pieces around, and they've stayed afloat without their guy. And he's allowing JB to break his 3-point philosophy.
Yes.
And it's like, but you take 2s. And he's allowing JB to say, all right, fine, I only take a couple 3s a night. Excuse me. But I'm going to play in the paint. I'm going to take the mid-range. I'm going to live in the mid-range. And he's allowed it and hasn't forced him to come off screens 30 feet away and taking, 3s at the top of the key as opposed to, hey, man, get closer. Get to your spot. That's where you're comfortable. That's where you shoot the ball from. And that's a good head coach recognizing what his player can and can't do and his strengths and weaknesses and say, no, we're gonna exploit your strengths. We're gonna get your field goal percentage up by letting you play in your lane, in your alley here. And it's worked. And it's allowed his team to be a really good basketball team. And they're a real physical team defensively. Playing Gonzalez the way he plays him and puts him in against star players at key moments and forces action. You got to give him credit for that. Because a lot of guys don't like to play young guys. Famous Celtic coach who won a championship. A terrible coach, Doc Rivers. Doc won't play young guys. Doc would just sit out there today and win 10 games. I just can't win with him. He would just sacrifice the whole season because he didn't have Jason Tatum. But shout out to Mazzulla for adapting to his team and getting them in position to where they succeed. And we talk about football. A lot of teams lose games in the last 2 minutes. The Celtics team is closing guys out in the last 2 minutes, and they're winning games. I know tonight they got a Clippers team that's underachieved, but I think they've won like 8 in a row or something like that. And Kawhi Leonard is on a run of runs. He's had 40 or 50 in like his last 6 straight games or something. He's averaging 40 over his last 10 games of the season, something ridiculous. So they're going to need to step up tonight. They're going to ball. It's a good game to watch. It should be fun. I want to see that matchup. But, and it's Jaylen Brown, you want that player to go out there and shut Kawhi down tonight. They'll listen. They'll eventually come around. But it's be a good game. But I got to give Mazzulla credit. I owe him an apology because I didn't think he had it in him. I didn't think he would be this type of coach to make those type of adjustments to get this team where they need to be. And they're in a good position now. And they're more than holding on until Tatum comes back. They're looking like a championship contender when Jason Tatum comes back. That's a whole different outlook.
Cerrone, we're going to take a break, but I'm going to ask you this. We're going to also do the players call when we come back. But I want to ask you this, give you some time to think about it. When or if Jason Tatum is able to return this season, how do you see? I can imagine, let's say if he returns with 20-something games to go, I could imagine the first 10 games of his return, it being a little bit awkward and them making adjustments. But let's say they finally figure things out. In your opinion, what does that look like? Because Jaylen Brown, his mid-range game is there. He has the ball a lot. How will that change, or how should it change, and what might it look like if Jason Tatum is able to get back? We'll talk about that. Plus, we got the players call and so much more. Again, the number is 617-779-0985. I'm Leroy Irvin.
Stay tuned for more from Leroy and Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
Head to the Stick Seller at
98.5 The Sports Hub, Leroy Cerrone Show. Real quick, before we start to wrap this show up, Cerrone, I got a DM from a listener of the show, which we appreciate you. His name is Richard, and he was asking about the music and where he could find it. He was like, man, you should be putting a list. And I said, you know what? He's right. So for the record, 99.9% of the time, for the music of the day, I put the music together, and I should have been naming it and giving it out to the people after the show. So from here on out, it's 2026. When I put together these lists, I will also put it out there on social media so people can enjoy the music that they're discovering through our show, which is a beautiful thing. I love that people are discovering music through our show. Cerrone and I, we will talk about music, and we're always talking about music and things like that. And like I said, 99.9%. I think maybe only 2 or 3 times since we've been on, I haven't been able to do the music, but for the most part, I do it, and I'll get a list together for you people. Okay, that's what we'll do.
Real quick, man. What's with the Westwood One radio voice at the end, like you were calling
because
Sunday Night Football on the radio?
Because in the beginning of the show, if you just tuned it in, I let you guys know, hey, I've been sick. But one of the benefits of being sick for me is when my vocal cords are just beat up. That means that my voice can get a little bit deeper.
This guy,
you see what I'm saying? So then I'll just talk like that, and I'm just having fun.
This is like a SpongeBob episode or something.
1980. Yo, don't get me started. Handsome Squidward, huh? Is that what you call it? I'm handsome Squidward today?
Nah, when SpongeBob found out he could sing rock music, man, that's one of the greatest
cartoon episodes of all time. I felt it. I miss those days. Like, if you have children and they've grown up, you understand what I'm about to say. You go through these phases of cartoons. When they're little, let's say it starts off or kids program. Oh, they start off with PBS. You got Sesame Street. You got Caillou. You got Curious George. I couldn't stand Caillou, by the way. Curious George and all that. Then they go through this other phase, and it's like maybe some dinosaur stuff. And then they eventually get to that Nickelodeon, Disney.
That goofy teen stuff.
And all you hear all day is SpongeBob. Man, when he did the feeling is all, it's the thrill. I stood up. I felt it. Sweet victory. I'm surprised that song isn't used more often when teams win championships. The spray out the high boots and the fist. Squilliam. But Jeff, do you remember the first SpongeBob movie with David Hasselhoff? What's his name? David
Hasselhoff.
He was in it. Man, I fell out when when Patrick walked out there in
the leather boots.
With the leather boots and heels with the fishnet. I said, what? Oh my God, I needed that laugh to break up some of this phlegm in my chest. I'm sorry, y'all. We had to take a quick break. Right now, though, let's do the players call.
Y'all want to hear my player call? I think, do you want to hear the player call?
All right, so this is the time when we take time. It's his impressionable young players, so I salute them. They get my players call, and that's it. Listen, before we go, I just want to say thank you all for tuning in and checking us out. I will, again, when I put together these music lists, I will type.
It's not just the games. It's touch.